Hey guys, good morning. It's 9 a.m. I'm on my way to meet my mom and we're gonna go to a coffee place. It's called Materia, I think. And it's a very cute, very small spot that I've been eyeing ever since they were renovating. I walked past it like a million times and then they opened a few months ago and I never went there, which is classic me. But today is finally the day, and since I'm gonna be out anyways, I took my laptop with me and then I'm gonna go work in a different coffee shop for a while and then I'm gonna head back home. And it's so sunny and so dry in Belgrade, so lovely. Even though I still stand by what I said, I love the rain. Rainy weather was the best. So we just walked to shopping center. Well, we walked in the park as well, but we mainly went there to go to Zara home, which is closed for reconstruction. And in hindsight, this is really silly of me that I haven't checked it, because I knew perfectly well that there is some construction going on in Yushche. So it was ridiculous to not check that the only store we're going for is, whether it's working or not. And it's kind of sad and sucked, but that's all right. The weather is good, it's warm, it's actually pretty hot today, which is nice. And we decided that since we were there, we're gonna go to regular Zara, which I don't know if that's just me trying to convince myself that I don't need anything, or if it's just genuinely an underwhelming collection right now. But I didn't fancy anything, even though there's a lot of stuff, a lot of clothes. And now we're gonna get ourselves some bubble tea, sit down, relax, and think about our smart decisions. But obviously it's nice to walk on the weekend, and it's Saturday today, so it's not like it's the end of the world, but still I'm such a loser. And what I wanted to check is a few decor pieces, because I think I finally I knew it already, but I kind of understood that we are staying in this apartment at least for a little while longer, and it's getting really loud, and I'm kind of sick and tired of our how everything is. I want to spice things up design wise, but also at the same time I don't really want to spend a lot of money, so I don't know. But I wanted to check what Zara has to offer. I might make a trip to IKEA as well next week. Here's my mom with Cookie. Sunday morning, and a bit later today, my mom, Alex, my boyfriend, my parents, and our dog Cookie, we are gonna go to a few coffee places, try a new pie here, go to a little, in the last video I think I mentioned there's a dog day in Mali Prague that they postponed because of the horrible weather on the 14th of September, I think it was supposed to be originally. And I feel like this video is going to be 90% me going to different coffee places, which is not bad, because I don't know if you're living in Belgrade or not, maybe you're interested in a few spots, even though I think I'm pretty much going to all the same places again and again, so it's not like groundbreaking or anything. And so I thought I'd add a little book chat into the mix of those endless coffee shop runs. And I've started reading this book, We Need to Talk About Money, by Ortega Wangba. I hope I'm probably butchering her name, which I apologize for. But this is a book that I bought in London, and this was back in July or beginning of August, and then I started reading it right away. And then I've kind of put it back, kind of postponed it, and for no good reason really. I just stopped reading it and focused on other books, and now I've returned it to my book shuffle, and it's actually really good. The lady who recommended this book to me, she was saying this is like a book on class, on money, on all that, and I agree, it definitely is, but to me it is even more so a book about like the female experience, what it means to be a woman growing up in the modern society, modern Western society, going to school, getting education, moving to the workplace, what kind of bullshit you have to deal with, just a daily life. And she, the author, she's a first generation immigrant in the UK, and she's also a black woman. So obviously we are very different in many ways, but also we're both women, right? And everything she writes about resonates with me, really. And it's kind of fascinating and sad and crazy and devastating, but also inspiring in certain ways. Like all the things that a black woman in London is going through is the same struggles I had as a Russian girl in St. Petersburg, or like in uni in Finland and Germany. And yeah, this is very interesting. And finally, she mentions a few interesting points here, like how once she was, like what it means to be a woman, right? How you deal with sexism, or maybe, I think there are those TikToks famously circling around of little bits from interviews with Taylor Swift also, where she says like, if you're a man, you're strategic. If you're a woman, you're calculated, things like that, right? So the language we use for men and women is different. So she touches a lot about that, how at work she's very ambitious, she's motivated, but she needed to like dim her light so that she would not be threatening to other people, and how she and other female co-workers were a lot of the times assigned those homey tasks, you know, like make sure the coffee is there, things like that. Whereas men were focused on more strategic and prestigious tasks, tasks that kind of help you get the promotion, things like that. And it's sad in many ways that we are still living in this world where women are subjected to so much bullshit unnecessarily. But there are also funny bits here as well, like how once she was in a rush and she was out the door very quickly because she was late or something, to go give a speech on the struggles, female struggles in the modern workplace, things like that. And she mentioned that like she's not a fan of doing makeup on the go, but this day she decided to save time and just apply makeup on the go. And of course, because she was in a rush, she obviously forgot her makeup bag, and she realizes that mid through the journey, and she's like, oh shit, what do I do? Because she said she doesn't mind not wearing much makeup. Like me too, I have my eyebrows filled in, but that's it, and like I'm fine with it. But I also understand what she's saying. She's like, ooh, but when women do not wear makeup, it's perceived as we're not trying, right? We're not put together. We're like, we don't want to be here, you know, and when it really has nothing to do with it, of course. And so she had this moral dilemma where on one end she was happy with her face as it is, but she also didn't want to give the wrong impression, but she also didn't want to be a hypocrite. And like, it's funny how she talks about it. And in the end, she made a detour to Boots to get herself a mascara or something like that, and fill in the brows as well, and continued on her journey. And there's also a chapter about the death of the girl boss, and they have a definition here, which is really funny, I think. So a girl boss is an ambitious, successful woman with an enviable career, often, but not always, an entrepreneur or self-employed in some capacity, highly driven and impossibly well-groomed. probably younger than you. Highly driven and possibly well groomed and probably younger than you. It's, you know, that's how I see it. It's funny. I've never seen like a formal definition of a girl boss, I think. And yeah, there are a lot of bits like this here, which kind of brought back some of the memories, like how she talks about, again, catering to fragile male ego at work and having to deal with this extra invisible emotional labor. And I definitely had those situations myself. So this book is really good in that sense. She talks a lot about all kinds of things, not just the negative ones, but just the curious observations or like tricks and things she does to like kind of go ahead, and just her personal experience as a young female professional in the UK. It's very entertaining and very insightful in many ways, and I have about 80 pages left. Then I'm also, since I'm here, I'm going to briefly mention the Techno-Feudalism by Yanis Varoufakis, the Greek economist, the What Killed Capitalism book. I am now maybe 1/3 through or something like that. Oh no, actually almost halfway. And it's an interesting read. Again, it's one of those books that is everywhere on the bookshelves in London right now. I've seen this in every bookshop that I've went to, and it's very heavily advertised and pushed. The marketing budget must be really good for this one. I am not entirely convinced by what he's talking about, by the argument, but the storytelling is definitely great. Like, it's very good. The way he links all the past recent economic events from the recent past and linking it into how things are evolving now, the role of corporations, how they've all came to be, the role of the 2008 crisis with banks, how it affected this tech bubble, and like how all those companies were able to emerge and kind of, yeah, become those big things over COVID and stuff. It's very interesting, and I generally I used to read a lot about economy, about like all sorts of things economy wise, and I kind of lost it somewhere along the way. But it's actually very, yeah, because it's very good, I think, to read books on economy every once in a while. This one is a good I think candidate if you're not reading too many of those. You can get this one, because obviously everyone knows economy is everywhere around us, right? So it's essentially our lives, and that's why it's good to read about it. And last but not least, I've also wanted to mention that I finally started reading Middlemarch, and I'm 213 pages in the total of 800, 900, yeah. And it's a very slow read. It's a book by George Eliot, which is actually Mary Lee Evans, I think. Mary Ann Evans, yeah. Who goes by George Eliot, and she wrote a huge book about Middlemarch, this little town that doesn't exist in real life but represents every little town in Midlands, England, and how everything functions there. And it also touches on so many different things, like the society, how it's organized, the justices, injustices within it, the feminism issue, of course. Then there are historical events that are happening in like real UK history. They are also reflected here. I think politics, just love, interpersonal relationship. There is a lot here, and the book is very slow. It's very, very slow. It's taking its time. It's not in a rush anywhere whatsoever, and I like it about it. So it's definitely a book, like sometimes 200 pages is not much, and sometimes I can read 200 pages in a day, but this is not the type of book. I've been reading it for like a week and a half, I think, those 200 pages, and it's great. It's fine. Every book is written differently, and you should be reading it differently too. So this is one of my big fat book projects for autumn, and I'm actually pretty happy that I've started it in September, because I think it's definitely a good autumnal read. And this book was I think I purchased it over a year ago, so it's about time I finally start reading it. But okay, I think now Alexandra is out of the shower and we are going to leave the house very soon, and I'll take you to the coffee shops with us. And this time, hopefully, we're gonna go to this damn dog event and we'll see dogs, we'll get treats for Cookie, things like that. So I'll see you later. The dog day was a success. 10 out of 10 9 out of 10 experience, because there were not enough dogs. There were maybe, I think, 4 tops, but which is fine. Obviously, people were coming and going, and the snacks, the dog desserts, Cookie had one, like as you saw, but either it's too big for her or she wasn't really hungry because she's eaten like proper food just before in a previous cafe. I don't know, or maybe she was just not used to this format, because we've never really given her any dog desserts like that. She's only ever had her canine, is that the word? Yeah, well, she only had her regular food, and then obviously just regular dog snacks. And yeah, I don't know, but she ate it nonetheless. She left like a half of it though, and we've given it to another dog, which was very thankful, and not at all a little princess like Cookie. So the other dog ate it like in a second. It was also a bigger dog. Yeah, so this was really fun. And the cookies that are shaped like dogs are so cool. We didn't buy them though, but maybe next time. And yeah, it was really nice, really nice. And now we're heading to Metropoliten. I think my mom, she wants to test out a few perfumes, and I also need a body cream. I think I'm just gonna get one from, gosh, what's the word, Le Labo. Again, I didn't really use body cream much throughout the summer because it was just way too hot to put anything on your skin, honestly, because we were just sweating 24/7, which is disgusting TMI, but there you go. And now that it's finally getting colder, somewhat colder, even though I'm obviously wearing a t-shirt and a skirt and it's really hot now, but it's gonna be getting colder from now on. So I feel like it's a good time to start hydrating your body again, outside and inside with water and things like that. Obviously, yeah, so I'm gonna buy that probably. We're gonna test out the perfumes, and I don't know, I think we're just gonna go home from that, but we'll see. Finally back home, and even though we've been perusing from one cafe to another, we didn't really eat anything. I only had half a pie and a matcha latte and then an Americano, so I'm super hungry. I'm starving. I'm gonna go cook something simple, maybe like pesto pasta or something like that. But before I do that, let me quickly show you what I got. Nothing particularly exciting. If you've watched a few of my videos before, you've probably already seen this body cream. It's basil and avocado, but like they renamed, they simplified the naming of their creams, so now they just say like that it's basil, and then they have hinoki and shea butter, and they just say that it's hinoki, but there are 2 scents in there, and it's really good. It's really hydrating. I like how it feels on the skin. It's not sticky, it's not tacky. Well, I'm showing the face, but it's actually just for the body. And it dries out rather quickly. It keeps your body hydrated for a rather long time. And I didn't close the window, so let me just do that because it's gonna be loud. It's my all-time favorite. I buy it like all the time. It's maybe my 4th bottle. A bottle? Whatever this is. Yeah, and also I got 2 samples, 2 testers from Juliet Has a Gun, and one is a Moscow Mule, which is like, okay, it's this lime and lemongrass kind of feeling with a bit of florals, a bit spicy, like maybe ginger, and it's kind of okay. Not really my cup of tea or my mom's, but I think I can maybe use it if I'm in the mood. And then I was given a Not a Perfume, but like super dose, so apparently Not a Perfume is their all-time classic, like hit, whatever, and this is an intense version of it. And I don't know, neither me, my mom, my father, or Alex really appreciated it to us. it reminds of like, gosh, what's the word? The hand sanitizers, yeah, from COVID. Really, it's supposed to be this mono, what is it? What do they call it? Mono ingredient, molecular composition, clean, pure, unique. And it's an intense version, yeah, whatever, I just said that. So it really just smells like hand sanitizer, so I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that. Yeah, and those were my purchases. We also tried like a lot of perfumes, so everyone has a slight headache right now, which is not great, but anyways, yeah, so this is it, I think, for this vlog. Like I said, I'm gonna go cook something simple to eat, and I think we're just gonna, well, we all need to work a bit, but I think we might watch something, just relax, read a book. So I'll see you, I think, in the next vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next week. Bye!